Welcome, everybody. It's to the Beyond Us podcast. It is I, Salo, joined here by Brett and Daniel.
What up?
How are you guys doing?
Hello, people.
How's everybody's weekend?
Just getting started.
It just started. Like right
Fair.
It's
Fair,
Friday.
fair. So far, so good.
now. Saturday morning.
It's
Beautiful.
I woke up and I'm looking at your faces.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I don't know how you do
I
it
know.
every day.
Oh,
Sad.
you poor soul.
Oh, no.
Unfortunate
Tell me you have
circumstances
coffee.
in my life.
Oh,
You
there we go.
poor fucking soul.
So what you drinking there, buddy?
Oh, I'm drinking Rogue Energy.
Nice. Brett?
As you'd like to call bean juice.
Ew.
Interesting. And I am drinking some mini Sprite, in case nobody asks.
Ooh, mini Sprite. I do like Sprite.
Man.
For the record,
Sprite's
Sprite's
pretty good.
underrated, but you can't get Sprite at McDonald's.
No, you have to get Coke with McDonald's with no ice. That's the trick.
Light ice.
Light ice. Okay, I'll try that.
Now,
What?
light cup.
No, shut the fuck up. We are 2 minutes in and you already got me telling you to shut the fuck up. You can go to hell.
man.
Are we telling that
they
story
have
today?
We're telling that story
You mean
today.
the large Coke with a light cup?
We telling that story today?
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, by all
Alright.
means.
All right. So,
Please.
Let people know of your favorite drink.
I will shoot your cat.
It's a slim size Coke, man. And
Alright.
I don't have a cat.
So, and who's kidding?
That makes
That's
it worse.
just whenever I go to fast food restaurants, I always get my drink with light ice because they put way too much ice in. I think we all know this to be true. They put way too much ice in the cup, and then you don't
Always.
get as much soda as you paid for, and you're just upset because you drink it all too fast. So I always get light ice. So, this is, probably a year ago at this point, Brett? More than that. This is a year and a half
This is
ago?
like- this might be 3 years ago, dude.
No.
Like, it's been a
That's-
No,
hot
I was
minute.
already a streamer by the time this happened.
That's
Dude,
pre-COVID.
It's been quite
It's
a
not
while.
pre-COVID.
3 years ago?
This
This
happened
situation?
during COVID.
No.
It happened while I was already a streamer. I didn't start streaming until a month before COVID. I digress.
Fight.
I went to McDonald's one day and I ordered a meal. And at the end of the meal, I told them, can I get a large Coke, light ice? Pull up to the window. I pay. Cool. Check my receipt. Make sure my burger's got no onion, no pickle. I'm allergic to onions. Not a fan of pickles on my burgers. Receipt says everything's good to go. Everything seems good. Pull up to the second window. I get to the second window. She hands me a medium cup. And I go, did I order a large? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, is this a medium? And she goes, yeah. And I go, are we not on the same page here? And she goes, that's what you ordered, right? And I'm like, what did I order? And she says, you ordered a large Coke light cup. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
She said you downsized the order in the second part of the sentence.
What does that mean? What is a large Coke light cup? That tells me you filled the large Coke with ice and then put all of the ice you would put in a large Coke in the medium Coke and then
That's
put
hilarious.
the Coke in.
Yo, that's
I
some
didn't
big
even
brain
know
moves.
what to do. Like, I would have been, I don't know if I would have been more offended at the medium cup or if she had handed me a clear cup and said, here's your light cup. I don't know what would have been more offensive.
What'd she charge you for?
Well, it's McDonald's. They all cost $1. That's why I always get a large, because they're the same fucking price. Large Coke, light cup. She hands me a medium.
Large Coke, hold the cup.
For the record, he no longer trusts me.
No.
At, drive-through.
If I'm on the phone with Brett and I'm going through a drive-through, the volume is all the way down. But here's the thing.
He's one of those.
It's not just him. I gotta turn the phone down when I'm on the phone with almost anybody. Quinn? Hell no. Can't trust him. Single? Can't trust her.
You can trust me. You probably need to call me when you're in a drive-thru. We'll talk about it.
No.
Now that you know
Yes.
the story, he can't trust you.
No.
What do you mean?
So because like right after he told me, one of the first things I did was he would go through the drive-through again, and I would just yell,
Large
through
Coke,
the
light cup?
speaker.
Just yell it into the mic.
Yeah, he would. He still does it every once in a while when I'm least expecting it, but I always have the volume down now because I don't trust him. I take him off a speaker.
Large Coke, light cup.
Yeah, go ahead and order that next time you go somewhere, Salo. See what they say. Here's the best part.
hilarious.
So, when Brett and I hung out last summer, we went to Sonic. And
I
he
ordered a
and he
large
said,
Coke
"I'm gonna
light
do it."
cup.
And he ordered a large Coke light cup. The bitch on the microphone was like, "I'm sorry, what?"
He said,
So
"Nah,
fucking
fam."
confused. What?
He was like, "A large Coke light cup," and she's like, "Can you say that one more time?" And then he changed it. He's like, "Can I get a large Coke light ice?" Like, because he was about to get like shot. She was not having the day for it.
She's like, "What?"
There was a tinge of irritation along with the confusion, and it's like,
You're
I
pressing
picked
the wrong
person
buttons.
on the right day.
You're pressing the wrong
person on
buttons.
the wrong day. It's like, ugh.
I'm gonna just walk away from this one today. Yeah.
This ain't it.
Saying it.
But anyway, how was everybody's week? The weekend's just getting started, but how was your week? Yeah, you just
I
went to
called the
work. I know how you
cops.
did. Oh yeah, you did call the cops. That's right.
Why'd you call the cops?
And then got detained. So I was walking home from work, from the gym, on base, and I see this guy. He's walking ahead of me.
This situation's so ridiculous.
No issue, right? There was nothing like sketchy about him, and this car just like whips around the corner and pulls up next to him. Like, car's on the road, he's on the sidewalk, and this woman just starts yelling at him, right? Just starts going off. She's like yelling at him to get in the car. He's just like, no, I'm not getting in the car, and he just keeps walking. And then she starts yelling, I already called security forces, which is an Air Force Base's police. So she called the cops apparently, and she's just yelling at him to get in the car. At some point, I think I heard, I wasn't too sure, I was a bit a ways. I think I heard something about her saying that he hit her. I don't know the validity of that, obviously.
Right.
Not my business.
Clearly, when you pull up on somebody just to yell at them on the side of the road, your stability ain't all there.
Right, yeah, I don't necessarily know what was going on. Then she starts yelling at him, like, give me back my phone. Mind you, he hasn't done anything from my viewpoint.
Other
The
than
dude's just
walk.
walking.
You're just walking up.
Man, just
You're
walk.
walking up on this?
He's walking, saying he's not going to get in the car, and he just keeps going. Wasn't the greatest look. It was a brother and a white woman. Wasn't the greatest look.
Great.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And also, at that point, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I did not know the dynamic of the situation. And I was on the sidewalk, right? So I was kind of more so paying attention to him, if I'm being honest. What would be an immediate threat if something did go sideways. I wasn't necessarily concerned about the woman inside her vehicle.
Driving. Or pulling up beside him.
Yeah, so at one point, she stops the vehicle right next to him, gets out to talk to him, and he just keeps walking away. And she's like, oh, okay. She gets in the car. She floors it. So he gets to the edge of the sidewalk, and you know how there's like crosswalks to get to the next sidewalk, and you just keep going. So he gets off the sidewalk on the crosswalk. She floors it and tries to hit him with the car. So at that point, he turns around and he starts walking towards me. So now I have him walking towards me. At the same time, I'm contacting the police because someone just was just almost hit by a car. Like
Intentionally.
This needs to stop. Intentionally. Like, this needs to stop.
And now he's walking towards you, and she's still got the car.
She still has the car.
And you over here calling the police.
She's doing like a U-turn. She's a bit of ways, like looping around. But he's walking towards me. So I'm not even looking at her. I'm looking at him. I'm not focused on the car, which admittedly I didn't get enough information about. Like, I didn't take a picture of a license plate. I didn't get the make and model of the vehicle, right? Because there was a person walking right towards me who took
and they probably knew her too.
All of my attention.
And he probably knew her and the car and the make and model where she lives. So I mean, I think.
So, contacted security forces. I let them know what was going on, and they said that they would send someone over to take a look. At that point, it seemed like both her and the man went two different directions. I don't know what they were doing. I kept going. I wasn't sticking around. And I'm on the phone with them, like the security forces, and they're like, "All right, could you stay at the scene?" I'm like, "Fuck no." I'm not staying there. And they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I left. I wasn't sitting around. I don't know what the fuck they're doing." And the guy's like, yeah, that's fair. Like, someone's trying to hit people with a car. I'm not sticking around for this. I don't know what you want me to do.
Stay there and get run over? So we can give
Citizen's
a witness
arrest.
testimony?
Like, no, I'm not standing in front of a car. Freeze!
Freeze, citizen!
So I keep going. All right, I did my due diligence. I let them know. I see cruisers going down the road to go look and handle things, whatever. No longer has anything to do with me, right? I gave them the description. I gave them my contact information. I went on. I get to the gate, because there's a gate to get on and off base, and they're not letting anyone through. There's two officers. They're like, "Hey, we have a situation on base," and like,
This is my phone call.
I was like, so this is my fault. And they're like, "What?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm the one that called this in." And they're like, "Oh shit!" And they look over. They're like, "Guys, he's right here." And I'm like, "Were y'all looking for me? No one called me. Like, were you looking for me?" And then they're like, "Hey, we need you to step over here to answer a few questions." I'm like, "What other questions do you have for me?" And so I got held up with the police. And I'm just sitting there. I'm answering questions, and there's like, "Yeah, no, we can't let you leave until we get a full statement." I'm like, "But I gave you a full statement." "Yeah, we can't let you leave." I'm like,
Why?
Why me?
I would like to remind y'all I am half Caucasian.
Fuck if I did not match my own motherfucking description. Tell me I did not match my own description. Tell me that.
Oh my god.
So you gave him a description of yourself?
I gave them a description of a tall black gentleman, right? Now, and there wasn't a lot of details, but I specifically told them he was wearing shorts, and they're just like, "So what were you doing in all this?" I'm like, I was watching. So you weren't involved in this situation. I'm like, "No, I wasn't involved in this situation." "What did the woman tell you?" I'm like, "She didn't talk to me." And they're just like I'm looking around. I'm like, "You guys know I'm not the guy, right?" And they're just like, "Well, we're trying to rule out everything." I'm like, "I said he's wearing shorts. I'm wearing jeans." But they kind of stuck on the whole black thing.
See, you should have said attractive.
Oh, attractive? Yeah, because that's what I paid attention to. By the way,
it would have stopped you from getting held up.
I got him.
To paint the scenario, the reason I had less info.
I'm sorry.
By the time I was close enough,
Or young. You could have said young.
Oh yeah.
You said that motherfucker's
that would have covered me for anything as long as he wasn't 80. You're right. Yeah. But by the time I got close enough to him where I could like sit there and like maybe like
analyze
his face, yeah. Darkness, no light. I couldn't see him.
Oh. I thought you meant the brother. I'm like, that's rude. That's rude. I thought you meant the brother. I'm like,
no,
that's
him,
racist.
Him. It was just like where me and him cross paths. It was just dark.
Hey, yo, real talk.
I was just on full alert. I'm just like making sure, hey, don't fuck with me. I'm not.
What time was this?
We just.
What time was this?
It's like 2 in the morning.
This was like 2 in the morning.
So you told us he was approaching you. Did he just walk past you then?
Yeah, he didn't give a shit about me.
Wow.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you right now. The first thing in your shoes, the first thing I would have said,
I don't say anything
when they
Yeah, I
held
wouldn't
you
say
up
shit.
and they had been like, and I had been like, I told you he was wearing shorts. I'm wearing jeans. This is racial profiling. I'm leaving.
So
That
so
part.
That was the other thing. Like,
That part.
so I couldn't leave because they wanted to keep questioning me.
Because you a brother.
Also, no one was allowed to leave the base in general.
Right.
Like, they
Now
locked
that's
it
fair.
down for
That's
the
fair.
situation.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So it was getting a little awkward because there was a line of people waiting, and they just kept looking at me like, "Is this guy the reason that we're all sitting here?" And I'm just like,
It's not me. It's not
I'm
me.
technically-
But you told him though. You told him you were the reason.
You
said,
should.
"Hey, I'm the
should've
reason
leaned
this
out
all
that door
happened."
and been like, "They got the wrong brother.
Someone called the police.
Someone called the other police.
So
Someone
Call the
alert a
army.
civilian.
Call
So the
the
person
Not
who
the
was
army.
asking me those questions, he was like very like you could get the feeling this dude was new. This dude was very new.
I got a question.
Yeah,
Was he Caucasian?
let's not fucking talk about it. All right,
He was Caucasian.
He was Caucasian. That's a check right there.
Yes, all right, yes, he was.
Oh man.
And then after his line of questioning, he actually started getting information about me. He realized that I'm like twice his rank, and he very much changed his tone.
This was like an airman.
They
Like
let
an
airmen
E2
be
airman.
like
This wasn't
security.
even an A1C. This was an airman.
No,
They let
this
those
is-
people do
this-
security,
This guy,
Bruh,
huh?
They let him do security if he's like a lower rank.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
security.
If your
has
job is
nothing to do with
security,
rank.
your rank doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your rank doesn't affect your job. The only thing your rank affects is what you do in your job.
interesting. Thank you.
And if you're an officer, that changes things.
It does, yeah.
But like
But-
for enlisted, no, like any enlisted
Yo,
person can do any enlisted job as long as you go to school for it.
Interesting. Okay.
So after that weird situation, it got real funny because all the other like security forces guys in there, they were laughing their asses off because they knew I wasn't the guy. And they're just watching. They're just like,
They're letting him dig a hole.
He's the dude that called this in.
They're letting him dig a hole.
They're just letting this happen.
They were letting him dig a hole. So
So
real talk, this
afterwards-
turned into a haze project on him. That's what this turned into.
Like, let's see how
You
far he can
became the
embarrass himself.
side effect of a hazing project on the new Secfo guy.
Bro, it got hysterical. Me and one of the other guys, we just spent the whole time just ripping this dude. Just like not in like a yelling at him way. I was just sitting there making fun of him.
Because you have to at that point.
yeah.
He said you were the guy.
All right,
You're
well,
like, yeah.
that's how Brett's week went. Salo, how about yours?
Just a lot of work. That's all.
Okay.
Pretty much. What about you?
I went to a concert.
Yeah? What concert you go to?
I went to go see Halocene.
Interesting. I don't think I've heard of them.
They are I guess the fair word would be indie band. They're still on their way up.
How'd you like it?
Covers, don't they?
They do a lot of covers. They do original music too, but they do a lot of covers. And I fucking love them. I'm wearing their hat right now. But it was Halocene, Lauren Babick, and David Michael Frank, and I had VIP tickets, so I got to get my picture with them
Nice.
and
Signature?
Yeah.
do a meet and greet. Got signatures. Got to.
I thought your hat was from Eurogasm.
Yes, no. No, wrong social gathering.
He's like, oh, yes, no, yes, maybe, no.
I have different memorabilia from that.
Different. Ooh.
But no, it was a really cool concert. Had a great time. Got to shoot the shit with the band afterwards.
That's pretty cool.
Just kind of chop it up with them. I was talking with so the coolest thing. So I got a shirt signed by all 3 members of the band and the other 2 people that were on the tour with them, and got to talk it out with them. And I got to talk with David the most because he was just kind of hanging out with the fans because it's like his first tour as himself. He's always been with bands. This is his first solo adventure. And he actually debuted his single at our show and recorded the music video. So I might even be in the video for all we know.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
But he was just kind of shooting the shit. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, is your music going to be DMCA safe? Because I can play Halocine's original music on my stream. And I wanted to know if I could play his. And he's like, I don't know if it is, but if you get flagged for it, just message me on Twitter and I'll add you to the authorized user list so that you can get away with it. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll make sure I follow you right now. And I followed him on Twitter. He followed me right back. And he followed me on Twitch. And he said, I don't really stream on Twitch, so I'm just going to host your channel on Twitch. And I'm like,
that's
okay.
Nice.
Hey!
And he was just super cool, and he gave me a hug, and he was just super down to earth. And after the show, I was talking with the band members from Halocene and talking to the drummer Joe, and I told him how I think we can all appreciate music and what it is, and how music is one of those things where when you're struggling with things and emotions and pent-up feelings, music is a real savior. I think we 3 can agree on that.
Of course.
And I wanted to tell them that since I had a chance to talk with them. I wanted to tell them that Halocene did that for me. I really fell in love with that band and made an emotional connection with them. And I told their drummer Joe that. I told him how my dad and I used to like watch drummer solos back in the day, and so I've always appreciated what he does on the drums. And he just kind of got a little teary-eyed, and he's like, "Can I give you a fucking hug, man?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, you can!" And I gave him a hug. And then I talked to the guitarist Brad, and I was shooting the shit with him, and he was like, he was asking what I play on Twitch and stuff like that. And I was talking with him, and I was like, yeah, whenever you guys are streaming, I have you up on my second monitor because I'm trying to save up your channel points. And he's like, what are you saving them up for? And I'm like, well, you got that Vita Nova cassette. One of their albums is Vita Nova. And I was like, you got that cassette signed by the whole band for 55,000 channel points. And he's like, oh, you want one of those? You're saving up for that? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, I'll be right back. And he walks away, goes and grabs one, and hands it to me.
What?
Signed by all 3 band members.
Yo.
So, like, I have a shirt signed
awesome.
by everyone, and that's awesome to me. But this was given to me by the band. Like, how cool is that? You know what I mean?
That's a pretty badass memory.
That's pretty dope.
So, like, that's why it's sitting right there, because that's so meaningful. And I talked to their...
Are they newer? Are they newer?
They've been doing music for 13 years.
Wow.
But this is their first headline tour, where they're doing their own thing. And, they have such a cool story, and they worked their way up, and I got to talk to their lead singer, Addie, and she was super cool, and she's actually the one that runs their social media account, so she was the one who followed me on Twitch back when Halocene followed me. And so when I was talking with her and the guitarist, they were like, yeah, one of these days, we'll remember this. And I believe them. They seem like they have great memories because they remembered my account name when I was talking with them. And they were like, one of these days, if we see you live, don't be surprised if we decide to just send everyone over to you one day. And I'm like, I want you to understand, if you do that, all of my gaming ability disappears in that moment. I panic. I freak out. I cry. I don't know what to do. I just hope you know that. But I told, because Addie was telling, like, how she's suffered with depression as well. And apparently for her, bean and cheese burritos are what saved her from her depression. And so I told her basically Halocene was my bean and cheese burrito. And she was like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. And she just gave me a hug. And it was so fucking cool, man. It was like, I don't know. It was one of those moments where you meet people you idolize, but they're still so human. And they're just so down to earth. They haven't let fame get to their head when they absolutely could because they're that talented. I mean, when I listen...
It's always refreshing to see that.
It is. And so, Salo, you haven't heard them. Brett's heard them because he hears me listen to them. But
I'm definitely going to listen to them after this. Yeah.
I'm not kidding when I tell you that the lead singer for Holocene, Addie, her voice is on par with the lead singer of Evanescence. Like,
really?
she's that good. So it was an amazing show, and Lauren Babick does Screamo. Like, that's her thing, which is always so cool to hear a female Screamo singer. And she did a cover of Toxic by Britney Spears. That kind of caught me off guard.
How do you spell, for the viewers at home, how do you spell their band name?
Holocene is spelled Halocene.
Got it, thank you.
And you can find them on Spotify. You can find them on YouTube. And if you're a streamer on Twitch, like I am, for those of our listeners that like to stream video games on Twitch or YouTube, all of Halocene's original music, you're actually safe to play it on your streams. They made sure that it was not DMCA strikeable because they want people to be able to play their music. So I don't know. It was just a cool experience. But this cassette was just the coolest part. Just for one of the band members to hand it to me and be like, here you go, man. Like, it was, I don't know. It was just fucking awesome, man.
That's like a unique, that's a memory right there.
Yeah.
It's a great moment. Yeah.
And I got two posters signed by everybody. So I think since I have two posters signed by everybody, I'm going to keep one and I'm going to put the other one on the charity page and do a raffle on the charity page that I've been, since I've been working with MS Charity all year. I don't want to make money off of it. It doesn't feel right. But if it's for charity, it feels okay. So I'm going to put the other signed poster up on the charity page and raffle it off.
That's nice. That's a good prize.
So, yeah. But
We'll try to throw some links into the description for people.
Yeah.
Dang, so needless to say, you had a really great week.
I mean, honestly, I can say this
fun.
without a shadow of a doubt. As somebody who's been to somewhere between 30 and 40, maybe even above that concerts, this was top 3 concerts I've ever been to.
And, not a lot of people can say that they met one of their top favorite artists and they liked how that person, like, had the vibe, didn't lose it to the fame, the greed, the money. So that's very rare. I feel like that's pretty lit.
You hear so many horror stories about that.
Yeah. And my favorite part, what was really cool to me, is I asked them, so I've talked about Shinedown being one of my favorite bands too. I asked them, I'm like, you guys still do covers every once in a while. You think you guys might ever do a cover of a Shinedown song? And Addie was like, I've heard of them, but they're not really something I listen to. But Brad was like, don't listen to her. Joe and I love Shinedown. We'll see what we can do. And I'm like, fuck yeah!
Yo, that would be lit. Shinedown?
I'm like, fuck yeah.
So what you're telling me is if in like the next few months, if they come out with a Shinedown cover, that was you.
That was probably because of me, yeah.
I also
told them that because this whole sleeve is animal inspired, I want to do something for them too because they're just as meaningful as Shinedown. So I was like, I told Brad, I was like, I just need y'all to have a song title with an animal in it, and he was like, all right, I'll start spitballing with Addie, and I'm like, okay.
There you go.
So, but it was just really cool, man. Like, they were just so down to earth and so just fucking real, man. And David Michael Frank, I think he's gonna have such a promising career. This was his first thing as him, and he's doing his first single, and it comes out next month. And it was really fun. And dude's got some fucking pipes. Y'all know that song from the Titanic, the Celine Dion song from the Titanic? He sang that. Yeah. And he killed it.
He had the voice for it?
Yeah. Like, he don't play around. He's got pipes. Pipes.
Not pipes. Pipes.
Pipes. So, no, it was a cool week for me, man. So
capital I pipes.
Yeah, capital I pipes. But yeah, guys. So how about this? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions this week.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
5 of them are from the same person. I'll let you guys guess who.
Brett? Is it you? No.
Yeah, so I decided to ask you guys a bunch of questions under the tagline Amberella Nix.
That
was my second guess.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and pick one of her questions to ask first. Let's do this one. What is hands down the funniest moment you can remember from playing a video game?
Ooh.
I'm between I'm between I slid and I'm between I slid and where you going, Grandma?
Yo, look. So, Salo, you don't know about either of those, do you?
Not idea.
All right,
no idea.
Where are you going, Grandma? I had on stream. That was Quinn. Quinn, Brett, and I were all playing Rogue Company. And he was playing as Cannon, this guy who's just got a big-ass minigun. And he was chasing Runway, who's like a 60-year-old lady. He's chasing her with his minigun, and he's like, where are you going, Grandma? And he's just fucking chasing her down the alleyways. And it's fucking priceless.
Yo, I died.
But I Slid was right before I started streaming, and that was my moment. You took it from me, you bastard. So now I got to come up with a different one. So I Slid was me. That was me, actually. It was on me, too.
It was on you. Yep.
So we were playing, it was Brett, Quinn, and I again. We were playing Apex.
Then let me set up the
scenario.
Yeah,
set the scene.
Right?
Set the scene.
So right before this whole thing went down, me and Quinn were having a conversation with Daniel, and we're just like, yo, dude, you gotta stop like leaving the group. Right? Because like he would be away, he's like doing his own thing, he's looting, but every time like we kept getting into situations where people would attack us and we're separated. He's by himself getting attacked by somebody, or me and Quinn get jumped and he's too late to get back to us. So we're like, hey, we gotta stick together. We can't keep leaving each other.
I acknowledge
that. Yeah, he acknowledged. He's like, hey, it happens.
I'll try and do better.
I'm gonna try to make sure it doesn't happen. Just had the conversation. Maybe 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes.
Maybe 2 minutes.
Before this happened. Maybe 2 minutes. And so we're up on this hill, right? We got good visibility. We're looking around. You know, I'm aiming. I'm looking. You know, I'm trying to scout a little bit. Quinn's right next to me. And then I'm just like, I'm looking around. Daniel, where are you? Go ahead.
And where was he? Dun, dun, dun.
I slid. That's on me. What do you mean you slid? I'm at the bottom of the hill. I tried to do a power slide, and then it just never stopped. I slid. That's on me.
This man slid down.
I slid.
What was basically a mountain.
It was the equivalent of probably 150 meters worth of mountain.
To a whole different area.
I was in a new biome.
Down.
No, not a new biome.
And then, can't make this up.
Not a new biome.
Then I got jumped.
He got jumped. The moment he left the group, gets jumped. All he had to say, I slid.
That's on me.
I slid.
That's actually where one of my emotes came from for my channel.
Yo, you can.
It's my character just doing a mean power slide.
I would buy a shirt that had that quoted on there. That's a good.
I slid. That's on me. I don't have one that says it, but I can make one.
Dude, I buy it.
I slid. That's on me.
That's on me.
It's one of the things we quote so often.
But it was pre-stream.
And no one has seen it. Yeah,
it was so great.
It wasn't recorded. It's just a moment that we hold.
Oh, we were in tears. We were in fucking tears.
I couldn't protect him. I was useless.
Nobody could.
Oh my god.
No, he was dead.
Oh, I was. And I wasn't even mad about it.
Nah, he was dead.
I wasn't even mad about it, though. It was so funny. It was so funny, bro. That was my moment, and you took it. All right, hold on. All right, I got one. Brett's going to be mad about it, though. But he took my moment, so now I got to give a different one. So, we were playing this game called Ghost Recon Breakpoint, right?
Oh, never mind. I don't know what he's talking about.
Right, we were playing this game called Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and we went to this place called the Inuit Islet, and
I don't think I like this story. No, not this one.
This nigga.
And and the next 3 years we spent talking about the difference between islands, isles, and islands. Oh, that's what you get for taking I Slid. That was my moment. Fuck you. Oh, you know what? I got one. Hold on. I got one. I got a good one. It's not the funniest, but it's recent. And since I Slid is definitely the funniest, we'll go with recent. Not too long ago, Brett, Amber, Oksana, and I were all playing a game called Stick Fight.
Yeah, I played that game.
And Brett and I were just throwing guns back and forth at each other instead of shooting each other. We stopped pulling the trigger, and we're just chucking the guns at each other. And then all of a sudden, he's like, I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. And he jumps, and I just chuck it, and boom, right in the fucking dome. And it was fucking great. I don't know. Too many great moments to count. How about you, Sally? You got a funniest gaming memory?
Not that I can think of. Eyelids, islands, and islets. Whatever you call those. Yes. We did three. We gave three.
Your funniest game memory might be watching me beat the dog shit out of Darius in Call of Duty.
Dude, those were the days. I would just sit there.
It was bad. Like
I would usually sit there. Because I would get eliminated. Rude. Yeah. Very rude.
You remember what he did, right? Like, I came back. I had recently joined the military. I come back to visit, and he's just like, yo, I can beat you in Call of Duty now. I'm like,
no.
Are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I've been practicing. I can beat you in Call of Duty. I'm like, okay. I mean, I haven't played in like 2 years. And he's just like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to beat you. I got this. And so, all right, cool. We both load up Call of Duty. We're right next to each other. Smoked him. Solo's just watching, laughing his ass off.
I was just missing popcorn.
Darius delves into a slight depression because no matter what he does, a bullet hits him right in the fucking forehead.
Slowly,
he doesn't know what to do.
Slowly, I see Darius lower and lower his keyboard or his little controller, lower and lower as he gets more deaths in his little name, lower and lower, and then at the very end, he's just there. He's just there.
He was upset. He's like, you lied. You've been practicing. I'm like, no, I haven't. He's like, you're better than the last time you faced me. I'm like, oh, I thought you were worse.
Why are you so rude? That's like when pre-podcast today you called Salo a lopsided Teletubby.
What? He wasn't talking about me.
That was
warranted. He wasn't talking about me. Lies. He was talking about that brown little fella behind you.
And for the record, it was not lopsided.
No? Was it?
Not said lopsided.
What did you say?
I didn't say
asymmetrical.
I'm pretty sure you said lopsided.
Pretty sure you said lopsided.
I'm pretty sure you said lopsided.
Lopsided.
I said knockoff.
I thought you said lopsided.
I was like, damn, bro, I ain't a lollipop looking lopsided looking ass.
I really thought you said lopsided, dog.
I had to.
Confident. I said knockoff.
We both heard lopsided.
I heard lopsided, bro. I was like, dang, I'm that messed up.
I even went out there and told them you said lopsided fucking Teletubby.
Shit, that was more disrespectful than I intended.
That's why I reacted the way I did.
I was offended. I went through 12 stages.
I said lopsided.
Because it was, I don't know, it was hurtful though. All right, let's get another question from Andy.
Were you about to say because it's true and then play it off? I caught that. Moving on. Next
Here's
question.
one we can all participate in a little bit.
Yep.
What is an animal you would love to have as a pet, but you can't because it would probably kill you?
A wolf.
That was probably like in my top answers.
I'm not saying that you can't.
It's tough.
Just like
it's tough.
It's not easy. Like you'd have to like get it as a baby. Like I mean,
and
like,
put it with dogs.
One of the first things
with several dogs.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd like an alligator. It'd be kind of dope. I'm not gonna front. I would say shark, but like, I'm not trying to be in the water all the time.
So, what was the question specifically?
What is an animal you would love to have as a pet, but can't because it would probably kill you?
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That's not an animal.
A Tyrannosaurus Rex is not an animal?
No.
Okay, good to know. It's still an animal. It's just
dead!
But it doesn't make it not an animal.
It's not gonna kill you! It's dead!
A dinosaur is an animal. I don't care what you say.
You gotta pick something that's alive, Salo. You don't get to pick bones.
Making arbitrary rules looking ass. I'll choose like a Black Panther.
If we get to pick things that aren't fucking real anymore, let me pick a fucking Squirtle.
The question is animal. A Squirtle's not an animal. A dinosaur is an animal.
Squirtle is
I will die.
I'd like a pet Salo.
Well, humans are animals, so that's an acceptable answer.
Look, like I know you're white, but we don't do slaves.
Well, that's why I didn't pick you, Brett, because that would have been too touchy.
Anyways, guys, what do you guys think about a Black Panther? Like just like a big cat, like
that's
a cheetah.
Racist.
A white panther, then an albino panther. How about that?
That's counter racism.
It didn't get in by the merit of its skin. It got in because it was qualified. Okay,
because it was white. Oh, so now only the white ones are qualified? You racist.
It was just a quota. God. It's not a statistic.
You racist bastard.
I think the conversation is racist. We were supposed to be talking about animals, and now we're talking about black people.
If we're talking about y'all would have let me keep my dinosaurs, but look at y'all. Dinosaurs ain't animal looking asses making sense looking asses. It doesn't make that's not in the rules. You're making them up as you're going along. I say my Tyrannosaurus Rex is permissible.
Name an animal you would like to have as a pet, but can't because it would kill you, not because it's dead.
But it would kill me if it was alive.
But it's not alive!
But it's an animal.
Not anymore! Now it's just bone and debris!
But at one point it was an animal.
Was.
And if we go back to our past... I'm referencing... If we go past to our past episode where I talked about time travel and apply it here, then it's still possible.
That doesn't apply here!
It does apply in this space, young man.
Listen here, Genghis Khan, no!
I'm going to be chilling with Genghis Khan on my Tyrannosaurus Rex.
All right. What's the next question?
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
All right, Salo.
I don't care.
Shut the fuck up.
You have to pick. You have to pick real ones that are fucking.
Next question.
The title of the video: Dinosaurs are animals. Thanks.
No Shut the fuck up.
They're actually fossils.
I'm a bitch slap both of you. Next.
You question. Ain't got the reach.
Not the reach.
I think I'm the only one of us actually willing to travel to both of you.
That's true, but that's not a fair thing to say.
All I gotta do is text somebody in this city, and you ain't making it to my house.
Is Daniel in the mafia confirmed? What does that mean?
Everybody in your city, their bed sheets gonna come off their beds and be around their heads, like.
Whoa, what's going on? This escalates very quickly.
All I gotta do is set off the alarm and be like, hey guys, I got a half black man threatening me, and all of a sudden...
Oh no. Half the police force would be there.
No, half!
No, he has the entirety of the good old boys near him.
Oh, not the good old boys.
All you hear is trucks, horns, and in the distance you see the occasional
Confederate flags
burning.
There's a certain octave of where it's just a hate crime coming.
There's gonna be a lack of pillowcases at Walmart that day.
As Ari Spears says, you can't make that sound. That scares us.
How did we veer so off track?
I don't know, but it was funny. All right, yeah, you.
Next question.
If you were at Hogwarts.
Where are the? Is this both all of these from her?
Yeah.
Look, I want to be in Hogwarts. Continue with the question.
If you were at Hogwarts, what house do you think you would be in, and what do you think your favorite class would be?
Dun 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 dun.
I don't fucking know.
Dun
I don't even know what house I'd be in.
I don't know what house I would be in. I think my favorite class would probably be either potions or defense against the dark arts.
Yeah, it'd probably be defense against the dark arts.
But what house I would be in, I don't get to decide that. That does.
Yeah, I don't know.
What classes are there?
I've never done one of those tests to see, like, hey, which house would you be in? I've never done one of those.
I would assume I would either be in Gryffindor or Ravenclaw, because I'm not a Slytherin and I'm not a Hufflepuff.
That's exactly my train of thinking. I might be a Hufflepuff or
You could be a Hufflepuff.
I could be a Hufflepuff. I could own up to that.
You're
or I could even be a
floaty.
I could be Gryffindor as well, but that's only because I have main character syndrome, you know? Main character syndrome, Gryffindor, yes. But that's just, neither here nor there. Continue, Brett.
I had to guess I'd probably be Ravenclaw.
I think I'd probably be Ravenclaw.
I could see you Ravenclaw. Cool.
All right. Do we want another Amber question, or we like Murphy's only question?
Let's go with Murphy's.
All right. So I don't know how much Salo will be able to help with this. I think Brett will be able to help a little bit, but this is really geared towards me.
Is it about wrestling?
It is not, but it's about a game that I played on stream that I know you have a little bit of knowledge of, and I don't know if Salo has any of.
I played one new game this week, so maybe. Stay tuned. We'll talk about it later.
All right, so Murphy's Lawless asked, I know Pip has played Injustice 2. Okay.
Not the game I saw. No.
On stream. So, who are 5 characters that weren't in the first 2 games that you guys think will be or should be in 3? I would like to preface this by saying I don't even know if there is going to be an Injustice 3. That being said, if there was an Injustice 3, I think has to happen. Beast Boy. He's the only original Titan that hasn't been in one of the games yet.
Has girl with the Raven? Purple? Yeah, Raven. Has she been in?
Yes, she has.
Interesting. She's my favorite, by the way.
Is she?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Really?
Good backstory.
Hey, yo, who's that chick with the Raven?
Hey, yo,
with the
who's
name,
that?
Oh, that's my favorite.
Hey,
character.
yo, who's that sidekick for Batman that's got the Robin on his chest?
Who's that green boy who's a beast man? Who's that half-human computer man looking ass?
This motherfucker.
All right, so I would say Beast Boy's got to be in. Honestly, I'd really like to see Static.
Static Shock?
Yeah.
Ooh, I haven't heard that guy's name in a while. I loved his animated series that came out like years ago, of course. Did you see it?
Yeah. I think we all watched that.
Yeah.
John Constantine. I think that would be a fun character.
I've read his book, I think.
I mean, these games could have to do with time travel, maybe Booster Gold. You could kind of have fun with his cosmetics with the gear system. And then, I don't know. I mean, you got to have somebody to fight Superman because he's the bad guy in these games. So maybe Superboy.
Superboy. Or Supergirl?
Supergirl's already in.
Oh, okay.
All of that being said, I think would be kind of cool would be maybe if you put like Parasite in, the guy who can take their powers by touching them. And then you could put like a legendary skin in. Because it's owned by NetherRealm and you get like the Mortal Kombat characters all the time in the Injustice games, you could put like a legendary skin for Parasite and have it be Shang Tsung.
I don't have much to add to this. I don't
let him play, ref.
I played a lot of it. That's why I knew it would be geared towards me and I knew I could answer it quickly. I think the number one answer would be Beast Boy.
Yeah, or Raven.
Raven's already been in one.
But I want Raven to be in. So. That's my answer. In case he asked me, that would be my answer. So
okay.
I'm locking it in.
We got 2 other questions. Might as well just get them done real quick. Do you talk to yourself out loud while watching a movie or a show? I do this all the time, and I don't know if I'm alone on this or not. Yes, I do. All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
But only if I'm alone. If I'm not alone, no.
I make a comment or two.
Something would have to really upset me for me to start talking out loud about it.
Upset you? So you wouldn't be like, wow, that's... Your emotion goes, you'd be upset.
I might laugh, I might, like, make exclamations, but I don't, like, talk. If I'm watching it with somebody, I might have a conversation about something, like if something doesn't make sense or notice something weird, stuff like that. And that's if the other person's cool with having a conversation while watching a movie.
I talk to myself all the time watching shit. I mean, if I notice something that doesn't make any sense, I will say out loud, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
If something
definitely.
crazy happens, I'll be like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm a very vocal person. I don't know if that's because of I've been a streamer and I've gotten used to having to talk to myself.
I don't know how it would come from my context, but I do it as well.
I do it a lot. Final question for this week. Amber also wants to know, what 2 songs are in the soundtrack of your life?
And are they not Eminem? Brett, go.
One's Eminem.
Okay, which one?
Way I Am by Eminem.
Okay.
Okay.
And the other one is Mansion by NF.
Okay. Interesting.
Soundtrack of my life.
Actually, I have to change that. It's not The Way I Am anymore. Trying by Andy
Seether?
Mineo.
Oh. Yeah.
Trying by Andy Mineo.
Trying by Andy Mineo. Interesting. I can't think of 2, but I can think of one. Okay. Rise Against has a song called Swing Life Away. And if you listen to the lyrics, I really fuck with it. I just really like the lyrics. So if you guys ever get a chance to listen to it, it's Swing Life Away by Rise Against. And it's basically about enjoying life and just, envisioning a really nice life where you're just going outside in the porch, you're speaking with friends, you're just having a good life, just enjoying the moment. And Rise Against is usually this kind of like rock sort of dun, 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 like a Linkin Park-esque type, but a little bit more. But I really like that song. You guys definitely should check it out if you haven't heard of it already. Swing Life Away.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think. It's tough. I've never really thought of it like that. I mean, soundtrack of my life.
Soundtrack. Interesting.
I don't know. I got nothing. I really don't. I mean, I have songs that I like to listen to, but I wouldn't put any of them in the soundtrack of my life. That's the thing. Like, usually when you hear the word soundtrack, you think like descriptor. Like this is something you would put to highlight part of the story. I don't really have that. Like,
I was thinking more so along the themes of like it meaning like it's something where you would play in the background while your life is happening, or I don't know. Disregard it.
I guess Bulletproof by Godsmack would be a good one because Bulletproof is kind of how I felt after my divorce. It literally is all about somebody screwing you over enough times that you feel invincible afterwards. Like, you can't hurt me anymore. So I guess that one, and Second Chance by Shinedown. Just all about proving you deserve a second chance in the things you do in life. I guess those are probably the two I would pick, but I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
But anyway, there's all our questions. There's our mailbag for the week.
Yay!
Appreciate the questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking questions. Keep asking them. Ask more questions for next episode. Next episode will be episode 15, by the way. Kind of crazy to think about.
Lucky number 15. 15. You add the 1 and the 5, you get 6.
Is that a
you
lucky
take
number?
the 6 divided by 2, you get 3. You get the 3, you add 2, and you get 5. Anyways, does anybody have any topics they want to talk about? Brett, you?
I mean, All right. So Brett and I watched the Resident Evil show.
Yes, we did.
And we're not going to spoil it for anybody because it's still fresh. But all you people hating on it need to stop because y'all tripping.
Doesn't make sense.
Y'all tripping. It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's not a bad show.
It's, in my opinion, genuinely, in my opinion, it's the best live action Resident Evil thing they've ever done.
Interesting.
Granted, I don't think that's a very high bar. But it's good. It's enjoyable. People don't like it because it's not direct. It's not a fucking make of one of the games.
Out of 10, what would you rate it?
7? Maybe
Brett?
7.5?
7? Okay.
That's fair.
All right.
Honestly, that's fair. It's being rated at like a 2 to 3 by most people.
It doesn't deserve that.
But
is it perfect? No.
But people have ripped the acting. The acting has not been bad.
It's been shaky in some spots, but it's Resident Evil.
I mean, some of the issues I've heard people talk about, they're like, this acting was horrible. I don't like the way like this character is, but like they're playing the character as the character's written, and the character is very realistic.
Look,
at least in certain characters they're talking about.
All I have to say about all the people hating on the acting and the cheesy script, because yes, it is cheesy at moments. All I have to say is all of you that hate this show because of a cheesy-ish script and occasional mediocre acting, if that's the reason you don't like this show, then you need to hop right off the dick of Stranger Things because it's the same issues.
Not Stranger Things.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Salo. This show was more compelling to watch than Stranger Things.
By far.
Really? You really think so?
It had my attention the entire time.
Let's put it like this. Brett and I have been watching shows together for most of the time he's been in Korea. We have watched several shows together. Hawkeye took us almost a week and a half to watch. Moon Knight took us almost 3 weeks because we would watch an episode and then be done because it couldn't keep our attention. Not that it wasn't good, it just couldn't keep our attention. We finished Resident Evil in 3 days.
Really?
And it had the most episodes.
How many?
8.
Wow. Was it 50-minute long?
Roughly.
That's not bad. I watch it.
We powered through it. I mean, there was one day where Brett was like, I need to go to bed. Let's watch one more.
Yeah.
One more. Just one more.
It was much more entertaining than anything we've watched in a long time.
Really?
And look, I'm not knocking Stranger Things. I actually thoroughly enjoyed season 4 of Stranger Things. But everybody that's hating on Resident Evil for things like wishy-washy acting and a cheesy script, they are not hating on Stranger Things, and Stranger Things has the same flaws. And while we're talking about Stranger Things, let's go ahead and talk about the fact that Stranger Things is going back and changing things in their own fucking show.
What do you mean? Like they're changing? So are they showing clips of the past
No.
that are different?
No. They are going back to previous episodes and taking things out so that they're not a part of that episode anymore.
And where are they putting it?
Nowhere. They're taking it out.
They're just getting rid of it.
Is anything replacing it?
They are retconning their own show.
Really?
Yeah, so like whatever they were trying to depict alters like the perception of characters.
You know what? We can talk about it. It happened in season 1. If you haven't watched it yet, that's on you. We're on season 4. In season 1, episode 2 of Stranger Things, there is a scene where Jonathan Byers is taking pictures of Nancy and Steve while they're in their bedroom getting ready to do the spicy. And he's taking pictures from outside because he's creepy. Because he's creepy.
He is creepy.
He's a fucking stalker. And he's taking pictures of them, and then she starts to take her shirt off.
Oh, I remember that scene.
Right. And he puts his camera down, and he's like, this isn't right. And then continues to take pictures of her.
That gets removed?
And then in the next episode, Steve snaps and is like, you're a fucking perv. And freaks out on him. Justifiably. Now...
before we talk about the change, just real quick. What happened in that scene, right? They sat there and they tried to paint Steve as like this horrible, like this really aggressive, out of pocket individual. Absolutely justified.
Honestly, I would have justified it more if Steve had just walked up and rocked him.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this guy
was creepy.
Was taking pictures. One, like creeping on everyone in that scenario. You shouldn't be taking pictures of people secretly like that. Like everything about it was creepy, and then proceeded to take pictures of her undressing.
And that scene, it illustrates his character in a way to the viewers, and that's just like why would you remove that? Because that's a big understanding of this dude.
So that's the thing. So now in that scene, he's taking pictures of her. She starts to take her shirt off. He lowers his camera, sees that she's doing that, and then instead, when he puts his camera back up, it shows the friend, I don't remember her name, Barbara, or Barb, or whatever her name was, sitting at the pool, and Jonathan taking pictures of her. That way, Jonathan doesn't look as creepy taking pictures of her upstairs. The problem is, we're doing this to make Jonathan look less creepy, but in the next episode, Steve still freaks out.
And it makes no sense. Chrissy, wake up. That's weird.
Like, it's just... And they're doing it for something else without any major spoilers. This is just a minor thing. At the beginning of this most recent season, one of the dates in the show was the same date that was supposed to be Will's birthday, based on a statement in one of the earlier seasons. They have gone back and removed that statement. That way it's not his birthday anymore, because they didn't plan for his birthday in this season. Either pay attention to your previous fucking information, or don't put useless information out.
They didn't think they're going to go this far out. And they're like, dang, we never thought it would have been this big.
They had plans for 5 seasons.
They did?
Yes, they've always had plans for 5 seasons.
That's lazy screenplay, whatever the fuck it is.
They're just not paying attention to their own fucking work.
Because, like in one show that highlights that really well is Breaking Bad. Like, they had things referencing stuff from, like, all over. And it's like, this dude had big brain moves. Like, why? If you knew it was going to be at least 5 seasons, you should have at least prepared Easter eggs, stuff like that, not retcon the show.
It's just, I don't know.
I wouldn't be as upset if it was something so minor as, like, maybe like a really tiny mistake, like an editing mistake or something like that.
Right, we found one of those in Resident Evil.
Yeah, like there was a light that was supposed to be turned off, or a different color,
and it was already the wrong color. It is what it is. It happens.
And if you went back and you
changed that, that's fine.
It was a legit just mistake. Sure, you let stuff. Yeah, I can let something like that slide. But when you're just going back and you're changing the story, like it, I mean, in Steve's situation, it makes Steve look like it just makes it look.
It makes Steve look overly aggressive, and that's not what we're going. That's not what we should be going for. So the problem is they painted Jonathan out to be super creepy, and then made him get the girl anyway, and that's the problem. There's no reason he should have ever got the girl.
He was doing weird creeper stuff.
I don't mind being weird. no girl should ever be turned on by the guy that was secretly taking pictures of her while she was undressing. That's not cool. But whatever. Message. Anyway, my point when it came to Stranger Things was stop hating on Resident Evil if you love Stranger Things, because the problems with Stranger Things, or the problems with Resident Evil exist in Stranger Things as well. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
But hey, anyone that hasn't seen it, watch it for yourself. Obviously, develop your own
opinion. I suggest watching both of them.
Oh yeah. They're both good watches.
Except for season 2 of Stranger Things. Not great.
Boring.
But season 4 was really good.
Season 4 was pretty...
Season 4 was really good.
Yeah.
Really long.
It was.
The last 2 episodes were long.
But
Too
good.
long, but good.
And the season was drawn out.
For no reason, yeah.
Had the whole... Yeah. Oh, there was a reason.
Not a good one.
They wanted to keep those Netflix subscriptions activated.
Yeah. But anyway, very briefly, just wanted to touch on this. I know recently we talked about the fact that Vince McMahon stepped away from WWE temporarily. That has changed. He has officially retired. For good.
He's having that controversy, right, with the women?
He was having some controversy, yeah. But I think most of that's died down. But he's still stepping away, effective immediately. And I'm excited because Triple H is officially the new head of creative.
Triple H?
Yeah, which means he's in charge of storylines going forward.
Might get some change, some good change in there.
So we know how Logan Paul's now in the WWE and he's doing his whole thing.
Yep.
Which I hope he gets his shit kicked in. Honestly, I'm not a fan of him, but his brother. I don't know if you guys heard about this. He was on a podcast recently.
Jake?
Yeah. And said that he thinks he could knock out Mike Tyson.
What?
Started off as he thinks he can beat Mike Tyson. And then after everyone's like questioning him and ripping him, he's saying like, Mike Tyson is, he's a powerful punch. He's like, I'm a powerful punch. And he's like, I think I'm going to get that powerful punch. And he was talking about how he thinks he could knock out Mike Tyson.
I don't listen to talk like that. He does not even, he has even boxed anybody?
Yeah.
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 Is he the brother that's been boxing?
He's the one that's been boxing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get them confused.
Some hands.
Actually,
he got some hands.
Yeah.
Not those kind of hands.
Not Mike Tyson hands, though.
Although... Hold on.
So what he was talking about
Mike's
was
lost a
how,
step.
like, Mike is older.
Not Mike in his
Mike's
prime,
not
though.
the same guy.
No, but we're not talking about Mike in his prime.
No, we're talking about
Mike right now.
Mike Tyson. I don't think he'd knock him out.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't think he'd knock him out. Now, if we're talking about like he wins the match.
I don't know. Here's the thing.
I think that's pretty possible.
I think Mike slowed down enough that Jake might be able to just fucking play bully ball with him. And if you hit a man enough times in the face, eventually he goes to bed.
That's a rule. In this universe, at least.
Like, I don't care if you're Mike Tyson or not. You get hit in the face enough times, it's nap time. That's facts. If I hit you in the face enough times, you're going to bed.
Facts. With an X.
I just don't think it'd happen.
I don't know. I don't think it would, but I think it could. I don't think it would. I think it could.
If Mike Tyson did not prepare for the fight...
I'd need to see what Mike looks like.
Yeah, like if he like did the type of transformation he did, you guys remember that in his last fight? Like the dude transformed.
Yeah. If he did that again,
it was scary.
It'd be scary. Yeah.
Yeah. That guy, the guy that like, you give him like 6 months to like get into shape and get ready to beat someone's ass, he ain't knocking him out. That ain't happening. shit, if he wins, it would be considered, like, it'd be suspect. People would be looking at that like, they'd be scrutinizing that video the same way the Mayweather fight happened.
Not the Mayweather fight.
So
Logan definitely got knocked the fuck out.
He did. He definitely did. So, I got a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
I was shown something. This is actually like a month and a half ago, but I didn't see about it until recently. Have you guys heard about all of these? God, I hate saying this. It's so just fucking disturbing. Have you heard about all the dolls that have been washing up on the shore of Texas?
No, in Texas?
Brett's face is just like, ew, what the fuck did you just say to me?
So next topic, please.
No, we're gonna go into this.
This
this is important. We're gonna go into this. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this to you. So, while it isn't unusual for objects to wash up on the beach, it is rare for the exact same type of item to continue washing up in the same area. Approximately 30 dolls have been collected since the first one made its grand appearance. None of them are in great shape, between missing limbs, algae stains, and sometimes even markings that appear human in design. It's anyone's guess as to where the dolls are coming from. Currents in the Gulf of Mexico towards Texas from the north and south, so any of the Gulf states or even Mexico could be the origin. Still, researchers can't seem to find out. So, I want to show you guys some of these pictures. Real quick. No, Brett,
at the
no,
pictures.
you should have just let me pull it up. We figured out a way for that to work.
You.
No,
pull it up.
Close it.
Pull it up.
I'm going to show him and Salo at the same time.
I need to see it. I haven't seen it. I don't have it pulled up on my iPad right now. Looking at it right now. Pull it up. I'm ready.
So, here you go.
No.
Special introductory offer. Terrifying. Whoa. That's like nightmare fuel.
These are the creepy dolls that have been showing up.
There's so many people just holding these up, smiling like, hey, look at what I found.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck? Oh, my God.
That's terrifying.
Yo, this is fucking nightmare fuel.
There's a whole bunch of them. And, here you go. Here's a nice old image for you.
Not the montage view. That's terrifying.
So here's the thing. I think we know where they're coming from. Have you guys ever heard of the Doll Island?
Vaguely.
I think I have.
Vaguely, yeah.
Well, if you haven't, here it is.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I have heard of this.
That's terrifying, dude. That's nightmare fuel. Would you guys sleep there one night?
No!
I wouldn't go there, let alone sleep there.
How much money would I give you to sleep there?
To sleep
You don't
there?
have that much.
You don't have enough.
Ever.
Yeah,
one
you don't
night.
have enough.
$1 million.
$1 million?
$1 million.
Yeah, I'd do it.
A whole week.
No!
For $1 million, I want a week's worth of content for my videos.
Fuck you.
So
No.
here's the thing. The Island of Dolls is it's a real place, unfortunately. Dedicated to the lost souls. The lost soul of a poor girl who met her fate too soon.
Ooh.
People go regularly to visit the dolls.
Visit?
Yeah, apparently you can, let's see. Go to Doll Island, Mexico.
Your search history is about to be great.
Can you go to the Island of Dolls?
Your
Yes, you
YouTube
can take a
recommendations.
tour or private boat to get to the Isla de la... I can't pronounce any of this.
Dolas. Thank you. You're welcome. Monas.
but it is believed to be haunted.
Really?
Would it make less money if it wasn't haunted? Probably. We're not going to dwell on that.
I can't imagine why. Really?
If Chucky were real, that's where I would throw it and run away. I'd yeet it to the island and escape.
So what you're saying is you would grant him ultimate power.
Ultimate power, and then let chaos spread through South America all the way to North America.
So, the Island of Dolls is real. There's a hotel right across from the island. You can take a tour or private boat to get to the island. When you arrive, you can go on the island for $2 to visit the museum.
Wait, they pay you $2? Because I wouldn't take that for $2.
If you want to take a tour, going to the island is included. If you want to go on the island, hang on. Here's the tour. Okay. So yeah, going in the actual building on the island is only $2 to go on. The tour itself is I'm trying to find out, but I'm not seeing any information. Hang on, check availability. Let's just check we'll check for the last week of August.
It's I'm just looking at all these doll pictures. They're terrifying.
$288
You couldn't pay me to go.
for the tour. Per person.
And can you imagine you?
Oh, it actually goes down exponentially if you get multiple tickets. So let's say we all decided to go together. Like, let's say the three of us.
Let's not
No,
say
just
that.
hang on. Let's just say the three of us.
You and a random motherfucker.
Shut up, Brett.
Named Brett.
Let's say the three of us decided as a special thing for the podcast, we did a recording from the Island of the Dolls. It would cost us a total of $378.
Let's do it.
Which actually isn't that bad.
Not bad at all.
Dude, imagine paying someone like $300
To get scared.
to just to go die.
To go meet Chucky.
Like, can you imagine that? Like, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna give you $300. You take me to an island where I can no longer return, and my soul gets trapped here inside a fucking doll.
Apparently people come back all the time, man.
Yeah.
Apparently no one has ever not come back.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you don't touch the dolls, you're good.
So it's about time someone went missing on that island, is what you're telling me.
They're gonna touch you.
No, they ain't. I'm not going. But we can send Salo.
One day your stream's gonna come up and it's just gonna be a doll in your place.
And the chair and the shirt will be moving in the background. Like that shirt right there will be moving with no wind.
So we can send Salo to the doll island, right? We'll have him vlog it.
I'll vlog it.
Homie.
I'll do it.
I'm not going.
I'm going with one of y'all.
I don't have a passport.
I ain't gonna be there alone.
I don't have a passport.
I need to take someone. Is it gonna be Brett? Is it gonna be Daniel?
Neither do I.
It's gonna be rock, paper, scissors, shoot or some shit. But one of y'all's gonna come, okay? One of y'all's going into the island.
Can you not say it like that?
Can you not think it like that?
Can you not say it like that? Orale.
Orale. Orale,
All right,
Vato.
so all three of us are going, right?
Fuck no.
Yeah, we're
Brett.
taking you, Brett.
Brett, real talk.
Security forces, real talk.
Real talk.
No. Hold on. Real talk.
No.
We're going.
Hold on. Real talk. If the viewers asked for, hang on, let me finish the sentence before you say no again. Asked for us to take the tour, but not go on the island. Like, just take, like, the water tour around it.
No.
You wouldn't even take the water tour, the boat? We're safe in the water.
No. Here's what's gonna happen, Salo. Right? You're gonna get on this boat, right?
Yeah.
Genghis Khan's gonna be right next to you, and you're gonna be taking this little tour around the island. and then something is gonna happen to the fucking boat,
and then we're gonna have to swim onto the island.
You're going to be forced. Either you're going to, it's gonna sink, or you're gonna be forced to dock at the island and spend the night while they do repairs.
All right, Brett. Let me ask you this: you're on that boat.
No.
No. Just listen. You're on that boat. Hypothetical.
Okay.
You're on that boat.
Decided to just throw my life away. Go on.
You're on that boat. It starts to go down. Do you go to the island or do you drown?
I'd take my chances the other direction.
Other direction.
I'm pretty sure it's not far from land. Like it's not like an island in the middle of the ocean. I'm pretty sure it's like.
Man.
You can stay on the edge of the island and wait to be saved. You can just be in little chunks.
I'm pretty sure there's a bridge that leads to the island.
But what if there's not? What if it's closed during the weekends and we're there during the weekends?
Like you could swim to the island and then take the bridge to land.
I like the idea that like them being closed
on the weekends.
It's like tape. There's just like a line of tape. Solo's like, damn it, the bridge is closed. I can't get back to the mainland.
We're all there, and we're like, oh, we have to find another way. We all just turn around and keep going. Like,
Solo's like a fucking video game character. You can't go
You can't walk over a log.
NPC rules, boys. Got to turn around and find a creepier route.
Like, it's not a gate. It's not like a closed, locked gate. It's a fucking, like a piece of tape.
Just a little piece of strip of tape.
It's a caution tape.
Or not even. It's just a little sign that says, do not enter
He has a pocket knife.
That's funny. So I got to turn around, guys. The open business sign is closed. Is not on, so we got to go.
I can see it. Anyway, so we'll keep you up to date, everybody, on when the Beyond Us team will take themselves to the Doll Island. All of us.
All right. I have something for you guys. You ready?
Yeah.
Brett, okay. I just wanted to make sure you guys are ready, okay? So this is...
And I got someplace to be, homie.
Yeah, I gotta go. Like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
That's fine. I got an audience of a couple people every once in a while, intermittently listening, zoning in and out. I wanted to talk about today our Lord and Savior, the Stray game. I don't know if you've heard about it on Steam, but it's a game. Have you played it? It's amazing. I love it, and I recommend it. 10 solo stars out of 10. The premise is that you're a little cat that was separated from your little cat friends. And it's this sort of dystopian world. Brett, lovely to have you back, my friend. I'm glad you're sitting down.
Is he done now?
No.
He's just talking about Stray, the game. Stray.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So I recommend
Played with a kitty cat?
Yeah. I had in my notes here, in case they do a bit about walking away and not listening to me, talk about the Stray PC game. So now that I've got all of your attention here, I want to talk about something completely different. And this,
is that how often we do that? That you had to have a bit planned for it?
Yes, I had a bit. So now we're going to move on to the real subject.
All right, now we leave, Brett.
So it's a book called It's by Neil Patrick Stewart, and it's a book that he wrote called Fact, Bullshit. And I thought it would be pretty cool to try it out. Basically what it is, it's different topics. I'm going to just pick one just so you guys can try to listen to it. And what it is I'll tell you 3 things about it. It's going to be about one topic, and you guys are going to tell me which one is bullshit and which 2 are real.
Okay.
All right? Mm-hmm. So I thought the one I want to go with is watermelon. That's the subject, right? Okay? So this is the first one. The watermelon is the official state fruit of Oklahoma. Scientifically speaking, the watermelon is also a kind of nut. So that's the first one. The second one. The National Watermelon Association annually crowns a watermelon queen. The queen is selected in a pageant with a focus on speech and interview skills. That's number 2. And this is number 3. An old Romani legend from the Balkans maintained that a watermelon left alone for too long could turn into a vampire. Vampire watermelons were thought to growl, to roll around, and thirst for blood. And I can repeat them if you need me to, but those are the 3.
Can you repeat the first one?
Yeah, so the first one is the watermelon is the official state fruit of the Oklahoma. Scientifically speaking, the watermelon is also a kind of nut. Then the second,
I'm going to say that's the one that's bullshit.
Isn't a watermelon technically a vegetable?
I don't know.
Because it has seeds in it?
I think a watermelon's technically a vegetable.
Like a veggie? Like they would be on Veggie Tales? I don't think I saw the watermelon one.
Well, I okay.
Yo, if it wasn't on VeggieTales,
it wasn't real.
It can't be a vegetable.
Dinosaur is not an animal.
I watched VeggieTales. I watched every single one. I saw the movies. I saw the show. I didn't see no goddamn watermelon. Can't be a vegetable.
Exactly.
Yeah, according to this, Oklahoma's state vegetable is the watermelon.
That is correct. You weren't supposed to Google it before we talked about it, but I think it's very clear that it was number one.
Well, no, I just pulled it up because I was like, I'm pretty sure a watermelon's a vegetable. According to this, a watermelon is the state vegetable.
Yeah, so
I do have to agree with Salo though. Like you didn't give like your answer and proceeded to start Googling things.
Well,
you cheated.
I didn't cheat. I was very clearly questioning number one.
I'm surprised the vampire watermelon didn't even get you guys to think. You're already
that one was weird enough that it made like it sounded like it would be real.
Yeah, humans are idiots. So sounds like something stupid we'd make up.
Interesting. All right, well, I have one more for you, and that's it. I'm done bugging you. Coca-Cola, right?
All right.
So Coca-Cola, number one, the world's most delicious drink. More bounce to the ounce, gotta have it, and be sociable were all Coca-Cola slogans at one time. Number two, the first formula of Coca-Cola, called Pemberton's French Wine Coca, was alcoholic and meant to be medicine. Number three, Coca-Cola sells more than 3,000 different products in 200 countries. Minute Maid, Powerade, High C, Mr. Pibb, and Dasani are all Coca-Cola brands. Lesser-known Coca-Cola brands include Jazz Cola, Love Body, and Water Salad.
I know the second one is real. I've seen that.
What was the second one again?
The first formula of Coca-Cola was a French wine. Alcoholic and meant to be medicine.
I don't know about the medicine part, but I know it used to be a wine. It started off as wine before it became a soda.
What was the first one? What were the slogans?
The world's most delicious drink. More bounce to the ounce. Gotta have it. Be sociable. And then Coca-Cola, the third one was 3,000 products including Minute Maid, High C, Pibb, Dasani, Jazz Cola, Love Body, Water Salad, Mr. Pibb. I don't know what that is. I don't know any of those besides, like 2 or 3. Brett.
I think it's probably the slogan one.
Yeah? What do you think, Brett?
But I don't know.
So he's locking it in as the slogan one. Because he doesn't know.
I'm going to lock in the last one.
Last one sells more than 3,000. It's just a lot of like brand names that were taken out.
So like my thing are like the quote unquote obscure ones. Because I don't see why they would have to.
Really, right?
What do you mean?
Like they already have he listed a bunch of obscure brands that no one knows about.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like Jazz Cola, Love Body, Water Salad. Love Body is one. Water Salad is another. Jazz Cola is another one that
I've heard of Jazz Cola.
You've heard of Jazz Cola? Where?
Yes.
Really? So I'll tell you what number 3, the little info it gives you for number 3. Coca-Cola is all over the globe, thousands of permutations. Jazz Cola is specifically marketed to the Philippines. Love Body is a tea drink in Japan that's supposed to be good for a woman's health. And Water Salad is also marketed in Japan. So the fake one was, number 1, the slogans. Those were all Pepsi slogans.
I just thought they were fake slogans. I didn't realize they were Pepsi slogans.
They were all Pepsi slogans.
I just never heard any of those slogans.
Me either, which is why I thought it was a good one, because I don't remember any Pepsi slogans.
Honestly, that's a good one, though, because Be Social, that was the last one of those slogans, right?
Yeah, Be Social.
Mm-hmm. Be social. I had to really think about it, because I was like, did they ever say Be Social when they started putting people's names on the cans?
Ah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Because that's what I was thinking, but I was like, I don't remember them ever saying be social.
Yeah. So I thought that was a good one. It was a slogan.
I only went with the other one because I only went with that because I knew Coke sold more than that, and I knew they owned Mr. Pibb and Dasani.
I've never heard of Love Water, whatever it's called. That's crazy.
But I knew they owned Mr. Pibb and Dasani.
Water salad.
Yeah. So I knew about those, and I thought that was supposed to be like the
ones that influenced you.
The psych out. It's like, oh, well, all those are real. I know that Coke owns those.
I figured it was either going to be all real or all fake.
Yeah. Not a mixture of it.
That's how I figured they were doing it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Those are cool, though.
Yeah. Maybe I'll create my own for next episode, so they're harder, because you guys are obviously very logic-based, so knocking things out, I'm going to make it very hard next time. We'll see. Yeah.
I like those, though.
Yeah. Thought it was a good little segment.
Let's see. Anything else I think I have to bring up? I think the only other thing I wanted to talk about, me personally, this is just my recommendation. For those of you, I'm not going to spoil anything. For those of you who haven't gone to see the movie Nope yet, because you're not sure about it, it's not bad. You are justified if you decide to go see it. You are justified if you decide to wait until it's out on streaming. I think it's right in that middle ground. Me personally, I think it's right in that middle ground of those two on how good it is. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's the greatest movie ever. I don't think you need to be in a rush to go see it, but if you say, hey, I really want to see it, I don't fault you. I just wanted to bring that up.
It wasn't bad. I think for some of you, you might not get the same, like, type of, like, psychological feeling you got from the previous two films.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it wasn't bad.
I know that half of the people I've talked to have said that Get Out is still their favorite, and I know half the people I've talked to have said that Nope is now their favorite of the Jordan Peele movies. I have yet to talk to somebody who said Us is their favorite.
Yeah, I've heard good reviews about about Us, but I've never.
I didn't like Us personally. Yeah. I didn't enjoy it.
Not my thing.
But I know a lot of people that really enjoyed Nope. I thought Nope was good. I think there was parts of it that could have been cut out. I think there were parts of it that could have been changed. I think there were parts of it that weren't the most logical, but it's a movie about aliens. It doesn't always have to be logical. But there were some things that were...
It's not a spoiler, by the way. It's very...
If evident. You don't know there's movies about aliens, you don't want to see this movie.
Oh, no.
Sorry. I'm sorry that I spoiled the premise.
So I do have one more thing before we wrap up.
Okay.
Something I found out that recently happened.
Mm-hmm.
So in the... Sure, I got the right state. Yeah, so in New Jersey, they recently... I think there might have been a bill passed or something. I don't know all the details on, like, the specific law. But it allowed for transgender women, transgender men to be put in their into the same populace that they align to.
Identify with, yeah.
Transgender men,
okay.
that they identify with.
Okay. In what regard?
Not so like a transgender woman going into a women's prison.
Oh, in prisons.
Yeah, in prison. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm like,
my bad.
I'm like, are we talking about like bathrooms here? Because I'm pretty sure like that was already a thing. Okay. Prisons.
I'm sitting here reading it, so it was just like in my head. Yes. So in prisons, and recently, a transgender woman had to be transferred out of a woman's prison for impregnating
other. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah,
I remember this as well. I don't have a solution because I'm thinking
so here's the thing, and I know it sounds fucked up, and I know it's hard to acknowledge it this way, and I'm not happy with it. It's not a happy solution, but I don't think you can put people in a prison, even if they want to identify as female. And I'm happy to respect their pronouns and their identifying, but I don't think you can put them in an all-female prison until post-op.
That's fair. Until post-op. That's fair, I think.
I hate to say it. I don't like that. I'm not happy with that. Because it's going to be harder on them to not be treated the way they want to be, and I get that. But it's a safety thing for them and for others. Because if you have a female to male transition and he hasn't gone through the operation, he is going to be a heavy target in an all-male prison.
He's going to get fucked up.
Like, he's going to be a heavy target. And it's just the facts.
Yeah.
And in an all-female prison, if you have a male-to-female transition that hasn't gone through the operation yet, you clearly can see the side effects from that. And
now, I will say, as far as it's been reported, the acts were consensual.
Yes, as far as I understand, the acts were consensual, but it doesn't change the fact that they got pregnant in jail, which is against policy, and it's against the law to have sex in jail. It doesn't matter that they were consensual. Like, it wasn't a sexual assault thing, but it was still illegal, and it led to bigger problems down the road. And if we're being honest, in an all-male prison, consensual is not going to be a thing.
Yeah, I always feel like I have to
not as much.
You got to tiptoe around. I feel like I have to tiptoe a little bit because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But what you say, Daniel, makes complete sense to me. Like, and not everybody can afford operation, so then there's that, and
it's hard. And I hate that it's a thing that has to be a thing.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, like, it sucks, and I don't like it, and I'm not happy with it, and I wish we could afford to have transgender prisons.
And I was gonna say that, but I think there's also an issue with that because you're segregating.
Because then it's seclusionism.
You know what I mean? Like, I thought about that, and I was like, you can't say that, Solo, because then people will accuse you of thinking you can round all of them up and like I don't want that. You know,
right?
That's
and there's no happy solution.
Yeah.
So when there is no happy answer, you have to pick the safe answer.
Yeah.
I think that's what it boils down to.
Like, there is no happy answer here. You have to pick the safest answer. And as unhappy as it is, the safest answer is you have to go where your genitalia says. It's just that simple. I hate it. I'm not happy with it. I respect transgender people's identities and what they want to identify as and who they feel like they should be. I respect that, and I hope that they can do anything and everything they want to. And some people go their whole life being transgender and never want to get the surgery. And I respect that as well.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day...
That's important, too. That's a very important thing, yeah.
But at the end of the day, prison has to be cut and dry. It has to be. There's a reason for that. And you know what? I hate to kind of sound like a cold dick about this, but in reality, if you don't want to be put in a prison with people you don't identify as, don't be a fucking criminal.
Well, people have been wrongly imprisoned.
But it's not that often.
Well, you'd be surprised.
It happens, but not as often as people act.
I just disagree with that statement, my friend, because there's so much complexity in that. I don't agree.
It's not that common.
I don't agree. No, I honestly, I could go to prison if I don't renew my visa. I could be in prison for not filing the proper paperwork and tax evasion. I could go to prison for small stuff that were mistakes that led up to me ending up in prison. But that's
still, at the end of the day, illegal.
Right, but it doesn't justify the way being treated a certain way.
I'm not saying you should be treated like a fucking like a murderer, but at the end of the day, you break the law, you break the law.
Right. Law's arbitrary, man makes law. I don't, you know.
Like maybe we need to take certain laws less I don't know, jail sentence severe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe a speeding ticket shouldn't result in a jail sentence, but at the end of the day, breaking the law is breaking the law. That's just the fact.
The institution you go to isn't all, like, you're not always going to like some maximum security, like, hard criminal prison if you break minor laws that do give you jail time.
Because there's a difference between jail and prison. like, there's a difference. Jail is small sentences, less severe, less lockdown, less security measures. Prison is real. Like, no joke.
Now, it's not to say there aren't people that go to prison that probably should have just gone to jail.
I'm not saying that either.
Shouldn't have gone there at all. But the number of people that go to prison that haven't done anything wrong is a very, very small percentage of people.
Right. I'm not saying that there aren't people that are in there longer than they should be, or for things they shouldn't be there for. But at the end of the day, let's just call it like it is. If you went to jail 10 years ago for carrying around a dime bag of weed, should you have gone to jail? Probably not. Could you have gone to jail? Yes. Did you know you could have gone to jail? Yes. Did you still carry that dime bag? Yes. Like, you have to know your environment. You have to know your circumstances. If you don't want to acknowledge them, there's no one else that falls on. Like, we know that the law, like, we know the legal system in America is not where it should be, and we know it's not great. And us as the little people of America, we can only do so much to make that aware and do things about it. But at the end of the day, I know if I'm going 70 in a 65, all it takes is one dickhead cop to pull me over. 99% of cops are going to look at you going 5 over and be like, fuck it, he's good. One cop looking to meet his quota is going to say, I can give him a ticket.
You still look like you have a different opinion, so
I don't know, because I understand all the logic you're saying. I disagree with the blanket statement of you get what you deserve, but I everything that Daniel's been saying makes complete sense.
Well, no. It's not a matter of like you get what you deserve. It's a matter of like
you should have known better.
If I know that something I'm doing is legally wrong and that there is a
potential consequence
a potential consequence, I am still taking that upon myself to then do said action. You know, in a situation where, like, you know, let's say there's some type of like legal paperwork that you have to put forward, immigration, citizenship, or something like that, and so you don't do it in time,
or you don't know enough, or you don't have the resources in America. If you don't know enough to arm yourself, and if you're put in a position in life where, because keep in mind, us three people, we think logically, we're educated, we are people where it's like, okay, if I get caught and I go to prison and my mama gets a call from the police, I was smart enough to prevent all of this. So I understand that, right? And I'm not saying, you're saying he's not saying that blanket statement. But there's something, I guess, about that I just don't quite agree with, and I don't know what it is. Then,
I'm not saying, like, I'm not making a blanket statement in the sense of like, hey, you did this, send his ass to jail. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, things are illegal. Period. Laws are laws. Whether we agree with them or not is not in question here.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of laws I don't think should be laws. I don't agree with every law set in place. But at the end of the day, it is still a law. And if I break it, I am breaking it knowing that if I get caught, there is going to be a consequence. What that consequence is no longer up to me. They could fucking let me off easy, or they could hit me with the book. Hell, if I get one crooked cop in the process, they could hit me with extra books. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that's right either, but if I didn't do the illegal thing in the first place, the odds are they never could have hit me with anything to begin with. It could have happened to a small percentage, but odds are, if I didn't do it, I didn't get in trouble. That's what I'm saying.
And as unfortunate for some people as it is sometimes, ignorance isn't...
It's not an excuse.
It can't be an excuse. Because too many
I'm just
people
saying,
can then feign
I guess
ignorance.
I just don't like that there's just so much to dive into in those statements. Like, there's so many different scenarios and things like that. Like, I get it.
There's always outlier scenarios.
It's not always going to be black and white. I guess that's maybe, and I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just, I don't know.
No, and
I don't know what to say. Then I don't know what to tell you. But there's something about it that I just don't.
The situation you're kind of referencing is like, what if I didn't know it was illegal?
And not only that, there's just, I don't know. I just think we as a species need to eventually, I guess my criticism is based on the black and white of the legal system, and that's a whole completely different conversation we can get into another time. I don't know. There's just something I don't like that the world is like that. Like you said, maybe it's just the fact that I don't like that. Oh, because it's an arbitrary rule and I broke it, now I have to, like, that justifies anything. You know, like, these are things created by humans. These are laws based with logic, based with reason, based with things put in place because, people have made mistakes, hurt people, stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe my concern is more so along, I hate that that's true. You know what I mean? I hate that fact is true. But I don't know, the transition from the LGBT community and I don't know. I just hate that we live in that world.
Get.
You know what I mean? And I hate that was that transition because it's just
I get it, and I wish we lived in a world where that wasn't a thing, where we could all just not have to worry about it, where laws didn't have to be a thing because people weren't fucking criminals naturally.
I like that. We wrap up on
but some
anarchy.
People just are. Some people are just bad people. And some people just have bad inclinations, and laws are in place to, for the most part, protect other people. Not all of them. Some laws are just there to be dickheads. That's the fact.
Yeah, some laws are outdated. Some laws are there specifically to screw people over.
There is a law in the state of New York where it is against the law to tie your pet giraffe to a light post after 9 p.m. The fuck does that have to do with anything?
What a law.
Some laws are pointless. Some laws are completely fucking pointless. But there are other laws, like jaywalking, that serve a purpose. If you're jaywalking, you're at risk of getting hit by a car. If you're on a fucking crosswalk, cars should be looking for you. Granted, cars should be looking for you anyway. But a crosswalk even more so. But it's just, I totally get what you're saying, and it would be nice if we lived in a world where we didn't have to worry about it. That'll never happen, unfortunately. The world is too chaotic. People are too chaotic.
A boy can hope. Daniel, a boy can hope to the bitter
very
end.
Falsely, my friend, very falsely.
Alas.
But it's, I mean, at the end of the day, all of this stemmed from a situation where, at the end of the day, we're putting people in jail. And if you're going to jail, you're accused of, or you did something that got you put in jail. And unfortunately, there are just circumstances that make it so you have to go to a specific jail for the safety of you and the safety of others. And I don't like this circumstance either when it comes to situations like this, when it comes to the transgender community. But here are the facts. Nowadays, all I have to do is say, I want to start identifying as a female, and people will start respecting that, which is a good thing. That being said, if I don't believe it and I get sent to an all-women's prison and I'm a bad person, I just got free reign. And we have to protect people from that too. And we can't pick and choose when we do. We don't.
You can't just decide all of a sudden to not believe somebody because they're a bad person.
Right.
Because you have to maintain the same type of,
like, if I shave my face
dynamics.
and I start saying I want to identify as a woman, people should respect that. And if I then if I commit a crime and I have to go to jail, and I go to an all-women's jail, and I'm a bad person that wants to get away with bad things, I'm now in a breeding ground for it. And obviously I don't like that scenario, and I don't want that scenario to be like the influential decision-making process, but that potential exists. And I know people don't want to admit it, but there are people out there like that. There are pervy guys who are pretending to identify as women just so they can go in the women's restroom and catch a peek. Because there are perverts in this world. It's just a fact.
And there's a lot of them.
There are just bad people. There are good people too, but there are bad people, and that will never change. And we have to try and prevent them as fairly and across the board as we can. And unfortunately, with something psychological and on the inside, like a gender identity or transgenderness or things like that, there's nothing on the outside that can tell us who you feel like you are and who you identify as and who you should be other than your genitalia. That is the only thing on the outside that we can make an inference from. That's it. Who you are on the inside, only you truly know. And at the end of the day, on the inside, doesn't change what you can do in jail. I don't like it. I'm not happy about it, but that's just what has to happen to keep people safe.
Again, I agree with the statement of approaching that as the solution. I agree with the solution. It has to be, even though people,
sucks though. Even
though people aren't going to be like, obviously, you know, it's not like, oh, just because I believe I am this person inside, I'm going to have a transition. Not everybody's going to have a transition, which is unfair. And I hate that part, but I mean,
yeah, and it sucks. And I think while you're in jail, you should still have the opportunity to get that transition. And then if you get the transition while you're in jail, you should be able to transfer to a jail that matches your current predicament.
It's fair. It's very fair.
And I think that should be able to be a thing in the military, because I know that's been wishy-washy on transgenderness in the military. That's been up and down on allowed and not allowed.
I've only heard negative things when it's association with anybody from the LGBT community speaking about their experience in the military. I don't know how true that is, but that's only what I've seen.
I've heard good things. I've heard bad things. The main bad things I've heard come from the transgender community specifically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the gay, lesbian, and bisexual community, they're not as oppressed as they used to be. I don't want to say there aren't still outliers that get disrespected, because there always will be, unfortunately, and that's not just for the LGBT community.
For the most part, it has improved significantly,
tenfold
over like the past 10 years.
Tenfold.
Huge.
But the transgender community is still going through a lot when it comes to the military, whether or not they're even allowed in the military.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I think during the Trump administration,
they lost their rights.
That's what. Yeah, they lost.
They lost the right to be able to enlist.
Right to join.
That's bullshit, man. I think I remember the news now. Yeah.
So it's a lot, and the transgender community deals with more than they should have to, and that's why I'm very upset with the solution that we just talked about for the jail system, but it's the only logical solution. And if someone has a better solution, please tell me. I'd be happy to hear a better solution. I just can't think of one.
So before we wrap up, for the viewers, I have a request.
Ooh.
Whether it's on Twitter,
ooh,
the comment section on YouTube,
ooh, Facebook, we're on Facebook,
or Facebook,
we're on Facebook,
yeah.
Instagram.
If you are comfortable with it,
they're not.
Tell us what you do to cope with stress, depression, anxiety. What are your methods? What's your routine?
Big mental health episode coming, guys.
What kind of like mindset do you try to put yourself in?
What's your mental health cleansing routine?
Yes.
I like that. Yeah.
And for us, because we go through things, and for anyone and everyone else that reads these comments, and I think it'd be we see some interesting ones, we can share them here.
For sure. I like that.
Let some people know.
I'm ready for that. Let's do that.
I think that's great. I'm excited to see what people have to say. Yeah, for sure. The YouTube comments probably would be the most logical place, just because it would be directly connected with the video that we asked the question. Yeah. So that's where
lots of people want to, they talk on,
wherever.
Wherever you want to put it down, just let us know.
But yeah, if you want to put it on somewhere other than the YouTube comments, just say, in regards to the end of episode 14, blah, 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 blah. But no, I really like that. I think that's a great question, Brett. Well done. I look forward to hearing everybody's answers. I think that should cover us for this one. I think we'll talk to you guys in about 2 weeks for episode 15. It's kind of crazy to think about.
That's going to be exciting.
So make sure y'all ask us some questions, answer our questions. And Salo, why don't you get us out of here?
Oh, yeah. Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the Beyond Us podcast. I'm joined by Brett, Daniel, and I am Salo. And thank you again for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the like button, click the subscribe button, share, retweet, Zillow, do whatever you can. Get the word out. We're here. Good night. Hold on. No, we're cutting right now. We're cutting right now.
Hold on. Did he? Okay, so first off, did he start that with welcome in? Because I think he started that with welcome in.
I did.
Okay.
This man,
and then he ended that with Zillow.
Brought you to the end, and then wanted you to search
look for a house
in the housing department.
Thank you. Yes, and then under the referral, put my name, and I get a $10 kickback for that. Thank you, guys. Everybody, have a good night.
So here's what he's saying. What he's saying is Beyond Us, as a organization, would like to start getting real estate, but we would like you to purchase said real estate for us
and then give it to us.
And then give it
once
to
it's paid off.
Yes.
Our LLC is Beyond Us Podcast LLC. It's in North Carolina. You can make donations on the BeyondUsPodcast.com website, or you can even shout out, give us a tweet, a Twitter, a share, a scribe, whatever you want. Thank you. Have a good night.
Wait a minute. Do we have a website?
I bought the domain name. It's still in progress. Don't go to it yet. Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, apparently we have a website.
It's on its way.
Soon-ish.
One of these days, maybe by episode 20.
I don't know enough about our own company. I'm realizing that right now.
Me neither. Bye, guys.
Bye.